Good morning, See You Kids. How are you guys? This is my last full day in Costa Rica. I am very excited to come back and see you guys next Sunday. I'm just sitting here in the hammock reading my Bible this morning, and I was reading Acts 15. I think that's the same chapter that you guys are learning about today in Sunday school. And it's funny that we're learning about Acts 15 today, because I am in Costa Rica still, and Costa Rica is a different country and also something called a different culture. Thumbs up if you know what the word culture means. Some of you might know that word. Culture is kind of like a country. It's kind of like country in the sense that we have a culture in the United States for some of the people in the United States, and Costa Rica's culture is different. Here's kind of what culture means. It means that the people who live in a certain place do certain things differently than the rest of the people in the world, or maybe the people in different countries. So we have a lot of different cultures in the United States as well, because we have a lot of people from different countries. But one big thing that's really different about the culture here in Costa Rica, that's really different from the United States, is that when you meet someone for the very first time, you say hello, you give them a kiss on each cheek. Can you imagine if every time you met someone for the first time, you kissed them on each cheek? I think they do this in France and maybe other places in Latin America. Latin America are the countries in Central and South America where they speak Spanish. I think they do that in a lot of places, but the first time someone came up to me and kissed me on both cheeks, who was a stranger, I was like, what is happening? This is so strange. It is very strange if you're not part of their culture, but if you live here, it's weird when someone doesn't do that, when someone meets you and doesn't want to kiss you on each cheek. There's some crazy different things about Costa Rica. Another one is that a lot of people here in Costa Rica have chickens that just kind of walk around their street and their house and in and out, and there is a chicken. I'm sitting in my house right now, but there's a chicken that's just walking right over there in the path, and if I can get a picture of him for you, I will send it to you guys. Here's some other weird things that people do in different cultures. Weird because they're so different from how we do it, okay? Here's the first one. You've probably heard of this one. In England, people drive on the left side of the road. What? Did you guys know that? We drive on the right side of the road here in the United States, and in Costa Rica too. Can you imagine if you went to England or some country over there in Europe, and you were driving on the right side and the cars started coming straight at you? There would be a car accident. So sometimes things that are cultural norms or cultural things, you have to kind of change, or you're going to have an accident. If I go to England and I don't want to change what side of the road I drive on, I'm going to have an accident. But some things aren't dangerous and aren't a big deal, and it's okay if you don't know those cultural norms right away. And here's some other ones, okay? If you live in Greece and you want to get married, and the bride is walking down the aisle, or walking, one way or the other, people in Greece spit on a bride. Can you imagine if you were walking down the aisle and you were a bride and people start spitting on you? It's kind of their way of saying congratulations and good luck, but that's so different from how we do things in the United States. And in Norway, if you are eating a hamburger, okay, hold on for a second. Pretend right now you're eating a hamburger, okay? Okay? What are you doing with your hands? Okay? Let me pretend, okay? If I'm eating a hamburger, I'm going to do it like this. Because I hold my hamburger with my hands like this, right? In Norway, people eat hamburgers with a fork and a knife. I know, isn't that wild? They don't have the top of their bun on, they just kind of cut it and eat it. Just kind of like they're eating a piece of steak. Isn't that crazy? There's some crazy differences. Let me see if I can find one more interesting one for you. Okay, last one. I have a friend here from from the Netherlands, and she says that in the Netherlands, almost everyone rides a bike, and very few people drive cars. Isn't that crazy? Can you imagine instead of seeing a bunch of cars on your way to church this morning, you saw the entire town riding a bike to church? That would be very cool. So there's a lot of differences in people's cultures. And you know what? In this chapter that you're learning about in Acts, there's a lot of differences between the people who were Jewish, like Jesus, the people who came from Jesus' family, and the people who are from other countries. Do you remember how in Acts, Jesus and Paul have really wanted to go spread the gospel to the whole world? But sometimes there's things that make that hard, because maybe something that's normal for Paul is not normal to the people who he's going to tell about Jesus. And there's a lot of laws that the people who are Jewish had to follow. One interesting law that people who were Jewish had to follow is that they could not eat pig. So if you like bacon, like your eggs in the morning, sorry, you're not following the laws that the Jewish people would like to follow. And in this story, that makes some people mad, because they thought, if I am going to tell someone about Jesus, they should be exactly like me, and they should have to follow all the same laws that I have to follow. But, that's really hard. It'd be really hard if when I came to Costa Rica, they told me I couldn't stay in the country unless I spoke Spanish. Especially because I came here to learn Spanish. But some things are really hard to change about ourselves, and also some things are kind of not that big of a deal. Like if you eat bacon with your eggs in the morning, and you know what? That's exactly what Jesus says in the Bible, and exactly what Paul says to the people around him. You know what he says? He says that the only thing that matters when we tell people about Jesus is that they believe in Jesus. It says that right here in verse 11. We believe that all people are saved the same way, by the grace of Jesus. Not because some people decide, I'm never going to eat pig again, and then Jesus can love me. I'm never going to have bacon ever again. Or not because some people decide, okay, I'm only going to drive on the left side of the road, and then I can be a Christian, and then I'm in. No, the rules are different when we follow Jesus. And the very number one rule that Jesus has, the only really important one, is that when we follow Jesus, when we call ourselves Christians, that we love God and we love people around us. And we try our best. That is so cool, because otherwise we would make mistakes all the time, wouldn't we? Well, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. I miss you guys so much. I'm going to keep reading my Bible here in my hammock, and tomorrow I'll be flying back home. So I hope I will see you guys really soon, and I cannot wait to hear about how Sunday school has gone for everyone. And if you know any facts that are interesting about different cultures, about what people do in different cultures, I would love to know. So maybe tonight you can go home and ask your mom or dad to help you research what some cultural norms are in different places. All right, love you guys. See you later. Adios.